Welcome back to my series on unlocking life. Throughout this journey, we explored various aspects of self-care, especially the power of the breath and its impact on our body. However, to fully understand the significance of breathing, we must digress a bit into the environmental hazards to uncover the truth. But before we delve further, we must acknowledge the deceptive tactics of vested interests that influence our perception of viral infections. The germ theory, proposed by Louis Pasteur in the 19th century, states that microorganisms are the primary cause of infectious diseases. While the germ theory has been widely accepted and forms the foundation of modern medical practices, very few people know that no one ever proved the theory. And in the early 19th century, a new industry swarmed, centered around pathogens and an invention they chose to call a virus. This hypothetical invention has its basis in the lab observations of the already dead and decaying tissues extracted from the body and not on the tissues alive in the body itself. When you have what they call a viral infection in the throat or lung, they prescribe antibiotics. Antibiotics target and kill the symbiotic bacteria that are beneficial in maintaining our overall health, not viruses. And they said that virus is immortal. Well, so much for the modern-day inventions that help survive the giant pharmaceutical industry, whose annual turnover is more than the combined GDP of the entire Third World. Historical data supports the correlation of outbreaks of diseases with growing industrial development. There was a sudden spike in the number of people falling ill during the Industrial Revolution. Unfortunately, the researchers took the wrong path, building upon the theory never proved, and today, we have a majority struggling with all sorts of diseases across all age groups and all races, all across the globe. Industries emerged, revealing what had been hidden underground beneath mud and boulders. Beneath the Earth's surface lies a vast reservoir of minerals, many of which exist as complex compounds. These resources have been a subject of human fascination and exploitation for centuries. Humans have extracted and utilized various elements from these ores through mining and smelting, marking the beginning of a complex relationship between mineral extraction and the emergence of diseases. Smelting is a process employed to extract pure metals from ores, involving heating and melting the extracted minerals at high temperatures. While smelting helps obtain usable metals, it releases toxic byproducts and emissions into the air, soil, and water. Lead, mercury, arsenic, and uranium are the main culprits that pose significant health risks and contribute to various diseases. Let us take each of these briefly. We use lead in fuels, paints, and plumbing. When engines burn leaded gasoline, they release lead particles into the air. People widely use lead-based paints because of their durability and vibrant colors. Lead dust or chips from deteriorating lead-based paint scatter in the air. Lead plumbing includes pipes and fixtures. Corrosion of lead pipes contaminates the water supply. Once inhaled or ingested, the body's systems take a long time to excrete lead. The biological half-life, the time it takes to eliminate half of the toxin from the body, takes several weeks to months. Complete elimination from the body may take months to years. Once absorbed, it undergoes a complex process of distribution and storage. Lead primarily accumulates in the bones, teeth, and soft tissues. The elimination of the metal occurs through urine excretion and fecal excretion. Next, we have mercury. Smelting and burning coal are two significant sources of mercury released into the environment. Ethyl mercury, commonly called thimerosal, is used as a preservative in some vaccines to prevent bacterial and fungal contamination. Dental amalgam, a dental filling material, contains a mixture of metals, including mercury. Arsenic, another toxic element, is a byproduct of mining and smelting processes, often occurring alongside gold, copper, lead, and zinc deposits. Prolonged ingestion of arsenic-contaminated water or consumption of food grown in arsenic-rich soil is associated with an increased risk of various types of cancer, including skin, lung, bladder, liver, and kidney cancer. Chronic exposure to high levels of arsenic is associated with the development of skin lesions, including hyperpigmentation, discoloration, and the formation of patches or warts. Arsenic's impact on the cardiovascular system includes endothelial dysfunction, increased risk of atherosclerosis, and altered cardiac function. One significant challenge posed by arsenic and lead is their persistence in the environment, which means they continue to pose a danger long after they have been used or released. Unlike other substances that degrade or dissipate over time, arsenic and lead persist in soil, water, and other environmental media, and remain accessible to living organisms, including humans, for extended periods. Uranium ore, the naturally occurring material mined for uranium extraction, poses significant health hazards due to its inherent toxicity and releases harmful substances into the environment. It is important to note that the dangers associated with uranium ore go beyond the radioactive properties of uranium itself. One of the primary concerns regarding uranium ore is the presence of decay byproducts, such as radium and various uranium isotopes. These decay products emit ionizing radiation. Radium, in particular, is a highly radioactive element that is a decay product of uranium-238. It emits alpha, beta, and gamma radiation, posing a significant risk to human health when ingested or inhaled. Mining uranium ore releases radon gas, a radioactive decay product of radium, into the surrounding environment. Radon gas accumulates in underground mines, homes, and buildings constructed on or near uranium-rich soil. Prolonged exposure to radon gas is associated with an increased risk of lung cancer. In addition to radium and radon, other isotopes of uranium, such as uranium-234 and uranium-235, also contribute to the toxicity of uranium ore. These isotopes can undergo radioactive decay, releasing radiation and potentially transforming into other radioactive elements. Human activity undeniably augments and increases the quantity of hazardous materials in the environment. The expanding year-on-year economic growth rate directly correlates with the alarming rise in diseases and the outbreak of pandemics. Vested interests have obscured this ever-increasing havoc by diverting the attention of the general populace to theories like viral infections, climate change, and global warming and are successful in covering the reality thus far. What is happening within you is that more and more hazardous substances are accumulating inside your body and disrupting the natural cellular pathways and processes. There is a limit to which the body can filter and handle the traces of these hazardous substances. At a point, in a matter of a few decades, diseases start showing up. However, in today's world, everyone can't stop participating in business models based on the frenzy of ever-increasing growth. If you are lucky enough to see my perspective, you must check your environment and prevent yourself from ingesting the growth byproducts. You can start living in non-growth polluted zones and breathe efficiently using one or all of the various methods I have advocated in previous episodes. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned